Paris? Oh, Paris. The Eiffel Tower, those charming cafes, world-class art. I totally get why you're so excited about this trip.
It's magical.
But, I mean, it's all the, romantic daydreams. Let's not forget about the practical side of things.
Right.
We're diving deep into your travel guides today.
Okay.
Focusing on all the stuff that'll make your trip not just amazing, but safe and worry-free too.
Absolutely.
Think of this as your personal security briefing before you hit the streets of Paris.
Okay.
And trust me, this city's got some quirks you might not expect.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know, for example, pickpockets are so common here, they even have their own slang term.
It's true. They're called tire vols, which literally translates to tire wallets.
Wow.
Pretty descriptive, huh? It really speaks to how much of a concern pickpocketing is in Paris.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we'll arm you with the knowledge to outsmart them a little bit later.
Okay, good.
First, though, let's tackle that hurdle every traveler faces, getting into the country.
Right. Okay, so first things first, let's talk visas.
Okay.
I see you're coming from the U.S.
Yeah.
Which means you're in luck.
Lucky you.
You've got that sweet 90-day visa-free access thanks to the Schengen agreement.
Ah, the Schengen area. That magical zone where 27 European countries decide if borders are overrated.
Right.
This is fantastic news for you because one visa, potentially opens up a whole continent.
Wow.
Think bigger than just Paris.
Yeah.
Maybe a side trip to Rome or Berlin.
Nice.
But even with visa-free travel, there's some fine print.
Right, exactly. That 90 days is a hard limit within any 180-day period.
That's right.
And, of course, you'll need your passport.
Of course.
Valid for at least 3 months after you plan to leave the Schengen area.
Right.
Don't get stuck there, right? And then it's all the usual suspects. Proof of accommodation, proof of funds, your return ticket, and travel insurance. Can't recommend that enough, especially for peace of mind.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Now, while you're enjoying your European adventure, keep in mind that starting in 2025, there is a new system called ETS.
Oh, okay.
You might be thinking, great, another travel hurdle.
Yeah.
But think of it like the U.S. ESTA program.
Okay.
A quick online pre-authorization to enter the Schengen area, costing a small fee.
Got it.
It's all about boosting security and streamlining border control.
Okay.
Kind of like a digital bouncer for Europe.
Makes sense. Now, let's say our listener needed a full visa.
Okay.
Can you break down that process for us?
Absolutely. Think of this as your visa checklist. And remember, organization is key. Ideally, you'd start this like 1 to 2 months before your trip. You'll need a completed application form, a passport valid for 6 months beyond your intended stay, 2 passport photos, a detailed itinerary, proof you can foot the bill for your trip, and travel insurance that covers medical expenses up to 30,000 euros. Don't forget the visa fee, which is about 80 euros. And you might need to book an appointment at a French embassy or consulate.
Sounds like a bit of a paper chase.
Yeah, it can be.
But definitely worth it to experience the magic of Paris.
It is.
Are there any resources out there to help with the visa process?
Some countries have VFS global centers which can help streamline the process. But regardless, starting early is key.
Sure.
Trust me, the last thing you want is visa delays messing with your travel plans.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Speaking of potential travel hiccups, let's fast forward to your arrival at Charles de Gaulle Airport.
Okay.
You've landed, you've grabbed your bags, and now it's time to face the music. I mean, customs.
Oh, yes. Customs, the gateway to Parisian delights. Now it's essential to be aware of what needs to be declared.
Okay.
Carrying over 10,000 euros in cash, you'll need to let them know.
Okay.
Same goes if you've stocked up on more alcohol or tobacco than those duty-free limits allow.
Okay, hold on. Duty-free limits. For folks who might not be seasoned jet setters,
Right.
can we unpack that a bit?
Of course. Duty-free limits are basically the amount of goods you can bring back into a country without paying extra taxes.
Okay.
Think of it this way.
Okay.
If you've gone a little overboard on that delicious French wine, you might have to pay a little extra to bring it home.
I see.
It's always best to familiarize yourself with these limits beforehand to avoid any surprises.
Yeah, good advice.
Yeah.
So you're, cruising through customs, and then comes the part that makes even the most seasoned traveler a little nervous. Airport security. I don't know about you, but those luggage scanners always make me sweat.
I hear you.
Yeah.
But hey, a little preparation can go a long way in easing those pre-flight jitters.
Right.
Remember the golden rule. Liquids.
Yeah.
Each container can't be bigger than 100 milliliters, and all those little bottles need to fit, snugly in a clear, resealable bag no larger than 1 liter.
Okay.
It's like a tiny, travel-sized Tetris game.
I like it. And then, of course, there are the body scanners.
Yes.
And the occasional pat down. But remember, it's all part of the process.
That's right.
Just standard procedures designed to keep everyone safe and sound.
Exactly. And during those times when security is heightened, you might encounter, more thorough checks.
Right.
It's just the reality of traveling in the 21st century.
Yeah.
But nothing to be alarmed about.
Okay. So we've conquered customs.
Yes.
Navigated security.
You did it.
And now we're officially in Paris.
Woohoo.
But before you lose yourself in the city's charm, let's dive into the art of staying safe on those bustling Parisian streets.
Okay.
And remember that term we mentioned? Tire vol. Get ready to outsmart them.
That's right. Time to level up your street smarts because in a city as popular as Paris, pickpockets are an unfortunate reality. Crowded areas, tourists distracted by the Eiffel Tower's majesty. It's a recipe for opportunistic thieves.
But can't we just, be super careful with our stuff?
You can.
Is a money belt really necessary?
I think so. Think of it this way.
Okay.
Being careful is great, but a money belt is like an invisibility cloak for your valuables.
I see.
Worn under your clothes, it's the ultimate defense against those sneaky tire vols.
Okay.
Combine that with, zipped bags and resist the urge to flash cash or expensive phones. Remember, you want to blend in, not stand out as a target.
I hadn't thought about it like that before. Okay, money belt it is.
Mm.
But pickpocketing isn't the only thing to watch out for, right?
Right.
What about those classic tourist scams?
Yes, those age-old tricks are unfortunately still alive and well in Paris. The found a gold ring routine, or those fake petitions, are designed to distract and disorient you.
Okay.
Your best defense is a polite but firm no and a swift walk away. Don't engage. Don't give them a second thought.
Got it. So we're money belted, scam savvy, and now we need to figure out how to get around this sprawling city.
Right.
Does safety play a role in transportation choices?
Absolutely. Stick to licensed taxis. You'll recognize them by the Taxi Parisian sign. Or reputable ride-sharing apps like Uber.
Okay.
Avoid those unofficial drivers lurking around airports and train stations, no matter how tempting their offer might seem.
So it's not just about getting a fair price. It's about knowing you're in a safe and reliable vehicle.
Exactly.
Especially in a new city.
Precisely. And while Paris is generally quite safe, it's worth being mindful of certain areas, especially at night.
Okay.
Some parts of northern Paris, like Saint-Denis and certain metro stops like Barbès-Chouart, can be a bit, rough after dark.
It's not about avoiding these areas altogether, right? It's more like being aware and making informed choices.
Exactly. Maybe stick to well-lit streets and opt for a rideshare or taxi if you're out late.
Yeah.
Better safe than sorry.
Makes sense.
And speaking of being safe, another essential tip is to secure those important documents.
Okay.
Leave your passport in the hotel safe and carry a photocopy instead, just in case.
Smart move. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're blending in. We're on high alert for scams.
Yes.
We're using safe transportation.
Good.
We're keeping our valuables, under wraps. Anything else we should know about staying safe on the streets of Paris?
Well, we've talked about blending in.
Yeah.
But what exactly does that mean in Paris?
Right.
Let's delve into some local customs and social cues that can help you navigate the city like a pro.
Okay, all ears. Let's unlock the secrets of Parisian street smarts.
Welcome back to our Parisian deep dive. We've armed you with visa knowledge, airport survival tips, and the lowdown on pickpockets. Now let's refine those street smarts even further.
Yes, we were just talking about, blending in.
Right.
Which sounds, simple enough, but what does that actually, look like in Paris?
Well, you know how some cultures are, very loud and expressive?
Right.
While others value a quieter, more reserved approach?
Yeah.
Paris definitely falls into the latter category.
To note, shouting across the street to your friend about how good that croissant was.
Maybe save that level of enthusiasm for when you're back at your hotel.
Okay.
In Paris, it's about, being aware of your volume.
Okay.
And trying to blend in with the general ambiance. It's a sign of respect for the local culture, and trust me, it'll enhance your experience too.
I can see how observing and absorbing the atmosphere without, drawing unnecessary attention to yourself would help you experience the city more authentically. So
Yeah.
you're not just a tourist, but a temporary Parisian.
Exactly. And when it comes to blending in visually, remember those tips from your guide about dressing modestly.
Okay.
It's not about, sacrificing your personal style, but more about, reading the room, so to speak.
Wouldn't you say there's like a certain Parisian chic that's all about expressing yourself through fashion?
Absolutely. Paris is a fashion capital,
Right.
known for its stylish residents.
Right.
But there's a difference between being fashion forward and being, flashy.
Right.
Think understated elegance rather than, loud statement pieces.
Okay, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
It's about being stylish but respectful, blending in but still feeling confident and comfortable.
Precisely. Now let's shift gears a bit and revisit those night safety tips.
Okay.
Even though Paris is generally safe, those extra precautions, especially after dark, are never a bad idea.
Right, especially for someone exploring the city, for the first time.
Yes.
It's easy to get swept up in the excitement and forget about the basics.
Exactly. It's all about being prepared, and that starts with, knowing your accommodations address like the back of your hand. It sounds obvious, right?
Yeah.
But picture this. It's late. You've had a lovely evening, maybe enjoyed a glass of wine or two.
Okay.
And suddenly you realize you have no idea how to get back to your hotel.
Oh, I've totally been there.
Yeah.
Lost in a foreign city after dark, phone battery dying.
Yes.
It's not a fun feeling.
Definitely not. So write down the address, take a screenshot on your phone.
Right.
Or better yet, drop a pin on your map.
Oh.
Whatever works for you, just make sure you have it readily accessible.
Good advice. And while we're on the subject of phones,
yes,
let's talk about battery life. I swear, my phone dies the fastest when I'm traveling.
Because you're using it for everything.
Yeah.
Navigation, photos, translation.
Yeah.
A dead phone is a traveler's worst nightmare. My advice, invest in a portable charger.
Okay.
They're compact, affordable, and a lifesaver in those moments when you need to, find your way back to the hotel or call for help.
Great tip. Okay, back to those night safety specifics. Our source mentioned like well-lit streets and ride shares.
Yes.
Anything else?
Sticking to, well-lit and busy streets is always a good idea, especially if you're walking alone.
Right.
But if you're out late or venturing into, less familiar areas, using ride shares or licensed taxis is the safest option.
Okay.
Think of it as an investment in your peace of mind.
Speaking of peace of mind, this might sound like a bit paranoid, but what about like walking around with pepper spray or something for protection?
I understand the concern, but pepper spray is actually illegal in France.
Oh.
And honestly, in a city like Paris, your best defense is awareness and common sense.
Okay.
Trust your gut. Stick to well-lit areas. And avoid walking alone late at night whenever possible.
Okay, that makes sense. It's all about like minimizing risk and being smart about your choices.
Exactly. Now, I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier.
Okay.
That rule about unattended bags.
Yeah.
It's a unique aspect of Parisian security that often catches visitors off guard.
It really does. I mean, in some cities, it's totally normal to leave your bag on a bench while you grab a coffee or something. Not in Paris.
Definitely not. Unattended bags are a huge red flag in Paris, and for good reason. They trigger a major security alert, complete with evacuations and bomb squads.
Wow, I had no idea it was that serious. But it makes sense, given the city's, history with terrorism.
It's a stark reminder that security is a top priority in Paris.
Yeah.
And as visitors, we need to respect and adapt to that reality.
So no leaving your backpack on a chair while you snap a quick selfie.
Not even for a second. Keep your belongings close, be aware of your surroundings, and remember, unattended bags are a surefire way to cause a scene in Paris.
Noted. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here.
Mm-hmm.
Blending in,
yes,
night safety, and the infamous unattended bag rule.
Right.
What stands out to you as the most crucial element of staying safe in Paris?
That's a great question. I'd say it's a combination of awareness and respect.
Okay.
Awareness of your surroundings, potential risks, and local customs.
Okay.
And respect for the city, its culture, and its security protocols.
Right.
It's about finding that balance between, enjoying the Parisian experience and being a responsible traveler.
I love that. It's not just about staying safe. It's about being, a good guest in this incredible city.
Absolutely. So soak in the beauty, indulge in those delicious pastries, and remember, a little awareness and respect go a long way in making your Parisian adventure safe, enjoyable, and truly memorable.
Well said. Now let's shift gears and talk about something a bit more practical navigating the Parisian transportation system. It's a bit of a maze down there.
Indeed it is. But with a little guidance, you'll be zipping around the city like a true Parisian.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've journeyed from visas to the heart of Parisian street smarts, equipping you with the knowledge to navigate the city of lights safely and respectfully.
Right, from those crafty tire vols to the unattended bag rule.
Yeah.
We've uncovered those little details that can make all the difference in your Parisian adventure.
And I think what's really resonated with me throughout this whole deep dive is the idea that safety isn't just about like following rules or being, hypervigilant.
Right.
It's about understanding the context, the culture, the reasons behind those security measures.
You hit the nail on the head. Remember those unattended bags?
Yes. It's
It's not just a quirky rule. It reflects a city that's been through a lot.
right.
A city that prioritizes security as a collective responsibility.
It makes you realize that safety is a partnership between the city and its people, both residents and visitors. We all play a part in creating a secure environment.
Exactly. And that awareness becomes almost second nature when you're in Paris. You're not walking around in fear, but you're definitely more attuned to your surroundings.
Right.
More mindful of your actions.
It's like you're not just observing Paris, you're participating in its rhythm,
Yes.
its flow, and that includes respecting its safety protocols. So as you wander through those charming streets, soak in the beauty of the Eiffel Tower, indulge in those delicious pastries.
Yes.
Remember, you're not just a visitor.
Right.
You're part of the Parisian experience.
Beautifully said. It's about embracing the joy of travel while being a responsible and respectful guest in this incredible city.
And the best part is, with a little preparation, a dash of street smarts, and a whole lot of that Parisian charm, you can absolutely have both a safe and unforgettable experience in the City of Lights.
So as you embark on your Parisian journey, remember the insights we've shared, trust your instincts, and most importantly, have an amazing time.
Bon voyage.